All right, district breakdown time. We are joined with Jon Poorman from the Houston Chronicle. We're talking 8-5A Division I. Jon, 4 teams moved out and 4 teams move in, but the teams that moved in seem to be pretty salty here. Should be a pretty decent district here.
Yeah, it definitely looks like a pretty solid district. Crosby, of course, has been, the cream of the crop in 5A Division II from the Houston area the past couple of seasons, making it to a state championship game and then making it to the state semifinals last year. I obviously think that they're going to be the favorites coming in this year, especially with some of the talent that they have coming back. Coach Jerry Prieto has done an amazing job with that program since he took over, obviously. And, they're going to have a huge target on their back, even in this new district. They have a new challenge moving up to Class 5A Division I, but I think they'll definitely be ready.
What's another 9-team district? So these teams are only going to get 2 games in before they got to start really playing some games that matter. Talk about what you see out of the other teams in this district and how they may unfold as the season progresses.
Yeah, for sure. I mean, you look up and down the list here, you have Port Arthur Memorial coming from the Beaumont area. I know they're not a Houston school, but that is definitely going to be a program that's going to challenge for a playoff spot in the top of the standings there. They were a district champion, shared a district championship with Friendswood last season. Porter has been really good in recent years, been a playoff team a lot of seasons. And then you look at Barbers Hill, same kind of thing. They're always in the mix and they're going to have some good players as well. So, those are kind of the teams that I'm looking at that could potentially challenge Crosby. But, like I said, you look at, Miles, the quarterback that Crosby has coming back, he's one of the best dual threats in the city. I mean, he narrowly missed, our all greater Houston team just because it's so hard with so many great quarterbacks. Man, I mean, he was an excellent player in his first year as a starter, put up some huge numbers. I just think, with the winning pedigree, the culture they've created over there, the amazing, returning starting quarterback, I think that they are really going to be hard-pressed to find a team that's going to challenge them for the district title. But we'll see. You never know.
We'll see. It's interesting that the New Caney Porter team's in there. I know I was talking with Coach Finn earlier this week, and he's like, man, I've never played in a New Caney team before. It's kind of interesting that they're in this I want to say bracket since I'm still in the middle of March Madness in my head, but it's in this district. But they have a good running back in Josh Evans Pickens, who's kind of been there for a couple of years, and he's finally going to be a senior this year, I believe. Talk about any other players that you may see in this district that people need to know about.
Yeah, well, I know Josh Evans Pickens well. I know his game well from being up at the Courier in Montgomery County and covering Porter. So I know their program well, the culture that, Jim Hawley really got started when he took over, and now Billy Russell has just continued there. They're always going to be in the mix. Pickens, his dad has been on the coaching staff, and it's been kind of a family affair for them. He burst onto the scene as a sophomore, really talented player. He's coming into his senior year now. I would expect big things from him. But you look across the board, there's going to be some talented players, on all these teams for sure. I mentioned Miles over at Crosby, and Port Arthur Memorial has always got some great athletes and skill position players. So it's going to be a challenge week in and week out, that's for sure.
And like we said, 9 teams fighting it out for those 4 spots. So every game's going to mean something here down the stretch.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, it's tough playing in a district this big because you only have so much preparation and non-district action to kind of get ready for the gauntlet. But yeah, I mean, schedule well. It would be my only advice. I mean, you only have a couple of weeks until you get into games that actually matter towards your playoff life. So, you have to challenge yourself and kind of step outside the box and, knock the rust off and get prepared with some tougher opponents, especially if you want to compete in a district that's going to have some pretty good teams here.
Exactly. All right. Well, next week we're going to talk another 9-team district, 5A Division I. That's the Houston ISD district, and they add Galveston Ball as well. So I'll be looking forward to talking to you next week, Jon.
Sounds good.